Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for stopping by. First thing we want to catch up on today is our new little puppy, Belle, or Bella. We're still kind of up in the air on it, but she is settling in very nicely. Shelby is being a good Aunt Shelby. We're going to call her Aunt Shelby. And she's watching out for Belle and doing awesome. So those two have been following me around, learning the ropes. She has kind of decided where she is comfortable going on the farm. A lot of times she'll go up here to the front of the house and then stop and then go back to the back porch just because she's not completely comfortable yet. And that's what we want to see. We don't want her running out into the road or trying to run away or anything like that. But I was going to come out to the garden and catch you up out here. Cassie's on her way back from Chandler, Oklahoma. She went and did what she does best, something with chickens. So you'll have to stick around to see exactly what she did. But I was gonna come out here and check. Had a little bit of moisture. When this happens, sometimes I have to pull off. So you guys see the bottom of that squash? It is had too much moisture. So pull that off, throw it over the fence. But we do have some squash ready to pick. Let's look down here, this zucchini. There we go. And you guys see them. We got some bugs. You guys know what that means. Maybe they're not doing their job. Or maybe we would have had twice as many bugs if we wouldn't have had those. So I'm gonna go through here and gather up some squash and check on the rest of the garden. And then we need to head out and do the chores. We're videoing a little bit early, so today's Friday. We normally would video this video for you on Saturday, catch up with you guys. But all day Saturday, all day tomorrow, we're going to be in a meeting, a training class for foster care. So we're going to get on here today and catch you guys up on the farm today. So we have a nice little harvest here from the garden. Had a big zucchini squash, and I tried to get them before they get overgrown like that. But Ranger has a harvest from somewhere else. What is it? Freeze-dried frittles. Freeze-dried Skittles. But Cassie went and traded. Did you trade chickens for frittles?
That was just a bonus.
Oh, that was an added extra?
Yep.
So.
Did they give you more freeze-dried stuff in there? Oh, that's true.
No, that was it. So you want to go ahead and show them the video of you doing a little chicken trading today?
Yep. So I traveled to Chandler, Oklahoma to meet up with somebody. It was about the halfway point. Sold them some chickens. They gave us, the kids, freeze-dried Skittles, and then I came home. So check it out. All right, so you guys know we had told you I was getting rid of the other American breasts, and here we are with Dyer Family Farm, and they've got them loaded up and ready to go. So they do a lot of stuff on their homestead with meat birds and all the things. And so what are your guys' plans for these chickens?
Well, we're going to raise our flock and probably sell hatching eggs and chicks off of them. But, you know, we want to replace our Cornish cross that we use because we can breed these on our farm. Yep.
Laying eggs and meat birds. So I really like the breed. I think it's exactly what people need if they're wanting laying hens and meat. But I'm moving on to something else because, you know, I can't just stay still long enough. Right. So if you guys want to follow their journey, head over to Dyer Family Farm and check them out and tell them Walker Farm Fam sent you.
So if you've never tried it, these little freeze-dried Skittle completely changes the texture. It makes them crunchy. And what do you think about them, Ranger?
I think they're better.
Ranger thinks they're better, Cassie?
Not better, but it's good for freeze-dried, but I'd rather have regular Skittles. There's other freeze-dried things that I love, and I'll eat those, but only a couple, which is good because I'll eat a whole bag of Skittles.
Yeah, so that
slows me down. It
does have the advantages in that you probably won't eat as many if you don't like them as chewy and as good as the others, but he did a good job. So I thought I might bring you guys along for chores, and then I looked at the clouds in the sky and I said, it might be raining, so I better hurry up and do them quick. And as soon as I finished feeding the chickens and gathering the eggs, the skies opened up and I realized that I made a really good choice by hurrying up and doing the chores and not waiting, because it's raining. It doesn't look that hard, but it's coming down pretty good, which is great because you saw the garden earlier. It's growing, and this is the stage that if it gets rain every day or every 2 or 3 days, it does really good. So Cassie's gonna come out in a minute. She said she wanted to brush Bella, so we'll catch up with her. Right, Shelby. Hey, Shelby. I make sure, now guys, I make sure and make a point to pet Shelby first. I'm not gonna forget about her just because she's not the latest and greatest, the new kid on the block. And we're not gonna forget about Mr. Jingles either. He's a good cat. They hear that thunder and they're looking out like, what is that? You guys have heard thunder before. Little thunder and lightning. Bella's taking a little rest down here. Hey, Bella. But so far, super happy with Bella. She has been a great puppy. We've put her out in that pen, so the pen's right out there past the trampoline a couple of different times. And every time we put her in it, she might whine just a little bit, but as soon as I walk away, she just goes in there, sits down, and starts looking at me. So she doesn't sit there and bawl and cry. Mr. Jingles is really getting jumpy because of the lightning, thunder. Well, I had to go out in the rain and track down the hairbrush. The kids love to brush her.
They like to brush her and Benjamin.
At least they don't use it on themselves after they do it. So the rain is starting to slow down.
Belle! Oh, have we told them her name?
Yes. Well, we hadn't officially decided on it, but I'm pretty sure that we've officially decided on it because that's pretty much all we call her. Is Belle or Bella.
Do you want brushed?
Shelby's
You don't
loves
really need
attention
brushed.
too.
You have poodle hair. You don't really get tangled and matted. You don't shed much either. Make your ears pretty. Boomer sooner.
I know, we looked for a collar like this, a OU collar for Belle, and what did we find, Cassie?
We realized we were in the state of Kansas.
So we weren't in Oklahoma, we were in Kansas, and
Your local dollar stores will have, whatever state you're in, they should have a section of the universities there. So like major universities. So like our dollar store has
OU and OSU.
yeah, and where we were, Gary said he found it, and he said they had Kansas. Do they have K-State and KU?
I just saw the Kansas section, but surely they had a K-State section. I don't know how that operates.
Usually right there together.
Yeah, I don't know how that operates in Kansas. If you're from Kansas, are there regions of the state where there's Kansas fans and there's other regions where there's K-State?
I think it's just like OU, OSU.
Yeah, a little bit of everybody, but yeah, dollar store is probably one of your places to get cheaper licensed merchandise, meaning
Stand up.
OU, OSU.
I just need your booty. Yeah, when people came here for the expo, they asked where was a good place to get some OU apparel, and I told them, I mean, you can get it lots of places, but Walmart and dollar store is going to be more affordable than other places.
Yeah. So somebody didn't want to be woken up from their nap, but she finally is out here.
I need your back end.
And Shelby now wants all the attention. Come here, Shelby. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here, Shelby. But at least they're staying up here under the porch and staying dry.
Yep.
So one thing right now that's getting Shelby is this lightning and thunder. She is more skittish of that. She likes to stay way back when that happens. But the kids gave Belle a bath, and Cassie's giving her a little brushing, but she's just fitting right in here at the farm. So I think that's all the brushing that she's going to need today. But Cassie said you'll probably bring a grooming appointment before too long.
Yeah.
So Shelby usually goes to the groomer, and whenever she does, maybe once, like every 6 months. Like, she don't have to have it very often.
No.
And then we'll try to do the same thing when summer starts approaching, about the time that we do our alpaca shearing. We might bring her in and get a little trim and get all her hair cleaned out. Wintertime, probably as much hair as she can have is the better. But we'll just see how this breed goes. English Shepherd, we've never had one before ourselves, but Cassie's mom had one, and we've had some friends that had them, so.
I do enjoy this type of training because it helps me as a school teacher as well, because they always have topics on how to spot things or how to help kids with different stuff and coping or behavior or whatever it might be. So I am excited about it. It's always just hard for me to sit still and listen for 8 hours.
Well, they do have like a Starbucks there where we're going, so will that help?
That will help.
All right, so I'll make sure and get Cassie some good coffee. But
You just called me gassy.
no, I'll make sure and get Cassie some good coffee, and let's hope she doesn't get gassy. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, we have to go to that training. So we started this video today. I thought I'd bring you along for the chores and stuff. That didn't happen. So what I think I'll do instead is maybe bring you along for a little bit of training. You guys haven't ever attended, or probably some of you haven't, or you don't know what it takes to keep your foster care certification year in and year out. So just to give you an idea, we're not going to take you through the 8 hours of training, but I'll give you guys an idea tomorrow of the topics and bring you along for little bits and pieces and show you how the day goes. And
Yeah, every year we have to be recertified, and with that you have to have so many training hours. Since we're with Cherokee Nation, there have to be so many that are cultural, and then the other ones can just be anything. So this is part of that.
So a lot of what we'll probably do tomorrow is not cultural, just because they have the agenda I seen seemed like most of the classes were kind of regular foster care classes, which they can be over.
There was also
a whole number of things.
2, like for the parents, like ways to give yourself a break, or ways to, I don't know, just different things, because it's an emotional roller coaster. So I'm excited about those classes as well.
Yeah. So to get you guys a good idea, come along. We'll bring you along with us tomorrow morning right now. We made it.
Good.
We're at our day of training.
I brought my jacket because a lot of times places like this is cold, which is good. I'd rather be cold than sweat. And we're headed to get some coffee.
Yep. So this is the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa. They actually have a lot of training rooms on this side of the place, and then other places. And this is owned by the Cherokee Nation, so this is one of their businesses. And this is where they're going to be hosting our training today. So I hear the food is really, really good.
Well, they're supposed to provide lunch, so
We're going to tell you guys.
Let's
But
see.
they also have a Starbucks in here, so that's how Cassie wants to start her day.
Yep.
And get something for breakfast. So we'll catch up with you guys in the training a little bit later and kind of show you guys an idea of what it's all about.
Categories are the things that happen to you, like physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. And all of this is before your 18th birthday. And then the things that didn't happen for you, like physical and emotional neglect, not having somebody telling you that you were important, making nobody to take you to the doctor when you were ill, and then things that happened around you, like having a caregiver with mental illness, an incarcerated relative, a mother who was treated violently back in the 1900s. It's hard to think about, but it's amazing to think about what the impact we can have if we shrink adversity. So when we think about preventing and changing health outcomes for Oklahomans, it's all about shrinking the ACEs scores. I was so mad, I felt so mad because I loved the sprinkler. And I said, I know you did these, but I was doing the best I could, but it wasn't nice for me to do. And I'm really sorry, and I'm trying never to recollect what happened to you, abuse, what is happening to you now, what are your current experiences. And so that shifting of perspectives is important, because it's really easy when a 6-year-old is throwing a tantrum in front of you to say, what is wrong with you? But if you push the pause button and you say, what happened? I gotta remember what happened.
Some clay medallions, and I'm wearing one that you can do today. Who's heard the migration story of the Cherokee people? I don't see a lot of hands going up. Everybody's still busy eating, so I won't ask y'all to raise your hands. They were created for protection, a blessing, you know, you would give someone who is going off to war, you would give them something that would protect them and shelter them back. Even though they were beautiful.
Pretty proud of himself.
It's a warbird, he said.
Protective.
Aggressive.
That's me.
Search me, O God, and know my heart today. Try me, O Savior, know my thoughts, I pray. See if there.
At this time, I think it's about 12:30.
Fine. Running. Rotten. Benjamin. You have your collar on? Yeah. Oh, you're like a dog. Come in. Come in. Oh.
His background includes a master's degree in counseling from St. Mary's College of California.
Ooh, did you go to California? I am a California girl.
Oh, she
And the great thing is that I have a very good reading voice. So I'm going to read to you, and then you get to write down some of your answers, okay? Balance Tracy may not balance Miss Sally in the back, right? So homeostasis really means to still us, right? It's that automatic system within us that kicks in when something wants to come against our island called safe. That he says is, he talks about levels of consciousness. He says, if you know that a person cannot meet your
Author? Okay, I'm saying it right.
And now this.
And then once we got out there, we're setting up camp, and like the urban kids couldn't even put up a tent. They were like breaking things, and they didn't know what they were doing. And the red kids drew their tents up real quick, and they knew exactly what this sort of happened to the other kids. So they knew the outdoors really well. And then we get there late.
So you guys can see we had a good day at training. We learned a lot. There's always things that go way above our heads, but our brain kind of processes it slowly. We try to soak it all in. But I'm back at home now. I've got our little farm dog. Shelby, what are you doing? Bella's been a good girl today. The setter slash babysitter slash farm setter and ranger were both home today, and they both said that Bella's been doing good, Shelby, and just happy to be home and back on the farm. I do not like sitting inside a building for 8 hours, but we have to do it at least once or twice a year to maintain our certification. And I will say that Cherokee Nation does an awesome job. They have training classes. Sometimes it's a virtual class, sometimes it's a cultural activity, but you can get 2 to 3 hours every single month, and you only have to have 12 hours total. So they make it really convenient, and then they offer things like what we did today, where it's kind of an all-day class. So it doesn't always work out. We usually don't get to go to these just because we're busy, or we just have a lot going on. We don't have a babysitter, but today we made everything align and work out. So I'm back at home now. Cassie's inside with Little Bear. So we've had lots of people asking, where's Little Bear? Where's Little Bear? Well, just a reminder, he's not going to be on the camera sometimes at all, especially now that he's getting a little bit older. He doesn't like being in the stroller as much. He rather would run around outside. So a lot of times when we do go outside, we let him run around, and as anybody that small does, their head turns all the time. and we can't show his face on camera, so it's just easier not to have him on camera at all at this point. So you probably won't see him very often, but just trust us, whenever he does leave at some point, we'll make sure and let you guys know. So every video, you don't have to ask, is little bear still there? Is little bear still there? Yes, yes, he's still there. Yes, he's still there. So some of you may be wondering about little Bella and when her training is going to start. Well, I've been doing some research and started some basic command training with her, and I'll be doing that for the next couple months before we ever start any kind of herding training. But I do want to do some herding training with her. That's going to be the next thing. So let's go check out the animals, see how everybody's doing. Look at all those sheep. Benjamin is fitting right in out here. Ben has got fed by Ranger. So Ranger did the feeding today while we were gone, and took care of Benjamin. So I'm gonna feed these sheep real quick a little bit of grain. I keep forgetting to move that little feeder closer, but watch this, I can get feed in it. Let me I give him about 1 cup of food. All right, donkeys, ready? So I have a surprise for you. Look who hatched. We have some baby ducks. Oh, Cassie's gonna be so excited. More babies. So that mama has 2 babies right there. Let's come over here and check this one out. You got anything under you? You got anything? Oh, nope, nothing under you. Okay, okay. Just flogging my bucket, that's all. But man, that is awesome. We've got 2 little baby Indian runner ducks. You guys can see them in there settled in behind mama. Good job, mama. And she's not done yet. She would have abandoned the nest, and we do have some water in here for her, so I might change that out and get it a little closer. The babies don't need a whole lot, just enough to clean their bills. All right, well, babies everywhere. We've got baby sheep and a baby puppy, and so always exciting to see new life on the farm. Maybe Cassie will have to come out and check these out in a little bit, or at least I'll tell her about them. I'm not gonna bother mama, just checking them out, that's all.
So I've been inside watching Little Bear, and Gary said, you need to go look out in the pen and find a surprise out there. And I was like, okay. So, hey Bella. We call her Bella or Belle. Some people were like, I thought her name was Belle. Why are you calling her Bella? Or I thought we call them just whatever we want. So Bella or Belle, whichever, it's both the same. Now we have a cow named Belle as well. It's fine. They're good with it. They're animals, okay? They're lucky they got a name. I never got to name animals when I was growing up. But go out, see if I can find my surprise. Also, how I feel about that is my husband's name is Gary, my dad's name is Gary. I didn't not marry Gary because his name was already Gary, or ask him to change his name because there was already a Gary in my family. So it's okay, guys, it's all right. You can have more than one, whatever. Oh, Tom Henry? Oh, that was Tesla. So Tesla just got after Benjamin. Hey, Benjamin. Hey, Benjamin. Hi, Zena. Hi, Ben. Ben walks so close you can't hardly get him on camera. But Tesla's been sitting on eggs and forever. And I looked the other day, there wasn't anything under her, and I was gonna put some chicken eggs under her, but I didn't get that far. So she's walking around, but I don't see anything following her. And like I said, when I checked 2 days ago or 3, she didn't have any eggs under her, even though she was sitting on them. So let's walk around, look for a surprise. So you guys know that I got Muffin right here in October at the exotic auction, and Carly and Wednesday are as big as she is, so she might just stay little forever. I figured she was a late bloomer when she was so small in October. I thought, so sheep typically have their babies breed in the fall, lamb in the spring. But I thought, you know, maybe something got off at whatever farm she was on, and a ewe came in at the wrong time of year, because it's usually them, like it's them that cycle that way. And I thought, you know, someone had a baby when they weren't supposed to, but she's basically the same size. But now looking, Wednesday and Carrie are about the same size as Dot here. So I don't know, maybe they're all just full grown. So walking around looking for a surprise. I know one thing, they got plenty of grass to eat, and we need to come in here and take care of some of these weeds. So I have a duck sitting on eggs over here, and it has moved. So its nest was right here. Oh geez, she came after me. She's sitting on a different nest, and she legit came after me. I don't know if I got all that on camera, but she only got one egg in her nest. She was sitting on a bunch under that nest, but she's moved out here. Woo! That about scared me, and Benjamin was under my feet when I was trying to get away. Oh, I see it! Good job, Mama! So she's been sitting on eggs for a while. Looks like 2 has hatched. 1 is not doing well, and there's flies all over it. It looks like it got stuck in the egg. I'm gonna leave it though in case some more hatch. I don't want to upset her while she's maybe hatching some out. But she does have 2 Indian runner ducks. That's super exciting. Hi, Mama. I don't know if Gary showed you guys, but so cool. So I assume that was my surprise. So I love a broody duck, a broody turkey, a broody chicken, because I would love for them to sit on their eggs and hatch them out. And then, you know, I love my incubator, but if I don't have to hatch them out, if I don't have to raise them up, if I don't have to care for them, that's best. And I know some people don't like for them to be broody. I like it, I don't mind. Ducks are disgusting to raise, in my opinion. So, a bunch of birds yelling. So if she will raise those 2 ducks, fantastic, because I don't want to. I got my chicks out here that I did hatch out, and I like this. I enjoy this, but if a chicken would do it for me, I'll take it every time. So some of you guys might say, then why do you take their eggs? Why don't you just let them hatch out? Well, they have to become broody. They have to want to. Most go in, lay their egg, walk out, never think of it again, go on the next day, lay an egg, walk out. But keep hearing random noises. If they're broody, that's when they'll go hatch the eggs themselves, set on them, hatch them, do all that. And you can't make them do that, and not all of them do that. They got to choose to do that. So if they don't, that's why we have to incubate them. And if we just left them out there all the time, they would just spoil. That's why we take them and eat them, either incubated or get eaten.
Well, Cassie loved her surprise earlier, and I am taking little Bella out to her pen, because at nighttime we do not want her to be roaming. You guys know we have coyotes around, and so I've got these little treats, and she follows me out to her pen. So I'm gonna go out here, put her up for the night. She does really good. Also been trying to do some training with these, but see, can you show them, Bella, how good you are? Can you sit? Can you lay down? Can you lay down? Can you lay down? Oh, good girl. Good girl, Bella. So she's doing awesome. But I want to thank you guys so much for going along for the training with us today. Hopefully you learned a little bit about what it takes to be a certified foster home and family. We have more hours we do than just that, but Bella's making funny noises. But we hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you next time.